What is up, guys? Welcome to Diggity, a video game podcast, episode number 152. I'm Jeff James. With me, as always, the incredible, unobtainable, luscious Brody Fultz. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. We're going to be talking about stuff like Stadia, getting a new hotness studio, some people moving over and taking reins over at the Sony Santa Monica studio. We got GameStop trying to take over your mom's basement. And we got some more news on Wonderful 101. So it's going to be a good show.
Ooh, yeah. Lots of good stuff, actually. It's kind of been this weird, dull, like everything is just centered around coronavirus lately. So we don't even have to talk about coronavirus today, and it's fantastic.
That's right. We don't need to mention that name.
Sorry about that. A little late.
Whatever. But with that, what have you been playing since you last spoke?
Well, I finally took the time to catch the legendary Pokemon and Pokemon Sword. So that's done. I could grind out the last, I think I only need 20 more Pokemon to finish out my decks, but I'm not going to. I have hit a wall and I am done until the expansions come out. And then I also played some Rocket League last night with little intern Ethan.
Little Ethan.
How about you?
I have not played anything. I'm playing something right after we get off this tonight. I don't know what, but I will be partaking.
You swore on Gretzky. So
I did. So I know it's real.
I know you're actually getting up.
I know it's true. You never swear on Wayne Gretzky's life, dude, unless you absolutely mean it.
A Canadian means it when he swears on Gretzky.
Absolutely. All right. You want to hit us with the Diggity deals before we jump into news?
Yeah. So on Xbox One, you can get Rocket League for $9.99 on the Xbox Store, which obviously I highly recommend. On Nintendo Switch, you can get Dragon Ball Fighter Z for $14.99 on the US eShop. On PlayStation 4, you can get Devil May Cry 5 for $19.99 from GameStop. And on PC, you can get Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy for $14.99 on Steam.
Damn, son. Yeah, Rocket League $9.99 on Xbox Store. That's a good deal.
That's a steal.
I would partake.
I have a lot of time in that game. Well worth $9 or $10.
Also, though, for $10, Game Pass.
This is true. Which Rocket League is also on Game Pass.
So if you never tried it before, maybe get Game Pass and try that out. I don't know. I hope that. Would it be cool if they did a thing where it was like, hey, I want to try the first 2 hours of this game or something like that, and instead you pay $2?
Yeah. I've always thought the idea of digitally renting something would be genius. Why not?
Like for games instead of movies? Yeah.
You can digitally rent movies. Why not games?
No.
Granted, you have to download this gigantic file because every game is now over 100 megs. But
the internet's getting
100 gig.
100 megs.
100 megs. Yeah, definitely over that.
Everything is bigger than an entire Red Hot Chili Peppers album now. True. Internet's getting better though. Shit.
This is true.
My new house, I can get gig internet for one.
Ooh, are you?
No, I'm not gonna do that. What the fuck do I have that can run that?
This is true. Certainly not the Xbox.
What? My iPad's gonna load half a second earlier for Netflix? It's not. That's business level enterprise shit. I don't need that. Yeah. Nobody got money for that. Jesus. If you also don't have money, you can get some free shit from Epic Games. So you can get Off-World Trading Company, Goner. Also, and these games will be available until March 12th. So get on over there, get yourself some free stuff. Nothing wrong with free stuff. You're wrong if you don't like free stuff. Carry on.
This is true. Games coming soon to Xbox Game Pass. So on console, March 5th, which is actually the day we're recording this, you can get NBA 2K20 and Train Sim World 2020. On March 11th, you can get Ori and the Will of the Wisps, which that's the release date, by the way. And on March 12th, you can get Pikuniku. whatever that is.
Nailed it.
PC Game Pass. There's not really any specific dates on these except for Ori and the Will of the Wisp, which will be available on March 11th, which again, release date. The Lord of the Rings adventure card game, Mother Russia Bleeds, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, Pickin' Niku, and Train Sim World.
Yeah, I just got the notification on my phone. Train Sim World. Come play
There it is. Come play it. Yeah, I got it this evening as well.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm excited for Ori. I really am. I started playing the first one over again because I guess I never beat it the first time I played it. I only played a little bit of it. So finally going back to that and gonna play through and be all ready for Ori and the Will of the Wisps in less than a week.
This is what they give us when there's a pandemic. Just saying.
Fair enough.
Also, what if Xbox servers go down? Microsoft said everyone's going to work remote now. What do they do?
That's a good question.
Who hits it with a wrench?
I'll hit it with a wrench. You can pay me. I'll do it.
Okay.
That's what people pay me for now. So
I'll see the difference.
Hit a server, hit a machine. Which one?
The Wonderful 101 remaster has now hit the 2 million stretch goal. So the reward that you get for doing that is, or that gamers worldwide will get, is the fact that they'll be adding Luca's second mission to the game, which is awesome. So we talked about this Kickstarter last week, and we predicted that it would hit the 1.75 mil mark, but not the 2 mil. We were wrong. But now the game has hit all the stretch goals that the game originally had, and they have added 2 new stretch goals. So 2.25 mil. We'll get the orchestral recordings, which is awesome, and the One-Stoppable Wonderful 100 and the tables turn re-recorded with the full orchestra. Holy shit. 2.5 mil, you'll get new languages. So they did not specify what languages, but they asked that you tell them what languages to add in the comments on the Kickstarter page.
The highest goal is getting this in different languages.
Pig Latin.
Yeah, Pig Latin. That would be fantastic.
I mean, the internet's there. If the internet trolls hard enough, Pig Latin. Why was Pig Latin not put into this game? It's requested thousands upon thousands.
Go ahead and localize this for Pig Latin. That'd be fantastic. No, this is cool. I can't believe this game has hit 2 mil. Especially just because it is a game that granted it was on the Wii U, but it really didn't gain a whole lot of traction the first time it was released. And then they're like, "Hey, we're doing a Kickstarter," and $2 million later, here you go.
Wild, man. I mean, hopefully other companies do this. I mean, it seems it's a good way of doing it. They get to keep it in their shop with their hands on it. Doesn't have to touch anything else. Doesn't have to touch any other businesses. Love it.
I feel like this is a more respectable way to get pre-orders in a weird sort of way. Because you actually get like some pretty good stuff. If you sign up for this, you actually get some DLC and a lot of the stretch goals that they already had. So instead of getting some cosmetic items or some stupid guns that are good for 2 levels and then you have to ditch them.
No.
Yay. You know it happens. But I think this was cool, and a lot of people are complaining about it. They think this is scummy, but the thing is, essentially all this is pre-orders. So it's not really any different than what they'd be doing anyway, except for it. I feel like it's a better way to go about it. And on top of that, I don't know. This is Platinum's first game that they have self-published. They have never self-published a game before, so this is a big deal, and they didn't want to take that risk on a game that they didn't know was going to do well. So
imagine if the game doesn't perform well, though. Ooh.
That is the bad side of pre-ordering.
good reward, but big risk too on the end of this.
This is true. I mean, I have not signed up for this, so. But I do think I would rather see this than just a regular pre-order through your local GameStop or whatever. You know, I think this is a better way to go about it. I still don't promote pre-orders in general, but it is what it is. So Game Pass rewards have been returned to normal. So we actually just talked about this on Wednesday.
2 days.
Yeah, 2 days. So on Wednesday, we covered it, like I said, but just in case you didn't listen to that episode, which you should go back and listen to, basically they cut the rewards program by like 75%. So the points you could earn in a month were like 800 something odd points. And prior to that, it was like 3,000 and something points. And
like
these can
3,200 or
be,
something like that.
yeah, I think it was like 3,200 and or whatever. But you can spend these reward points on like sweepstakes and buy gift cards and different things like that. But so now users are saying everything is kind of returned to normal and that you are earning the same amount again. So we're unclear if this initial change was a mistake or if it was restored due to the backlash or if they're going to change something else. Like now all the rewards cost more points in general because they can reduce it in that way, but in a slower increment. So it's not so noticeable. Yeah, I assume that, there was a reason this was changed. I don't think it was an accident, but it could have been, I suppose. Something they talked about, and it was a change that was ready to go, and somebody accidentally hit a button. But I doubt it. I assume this was something that they saw the backlash and were like, "Whoops, let's go ahead and retcon that." So we'll see. I imagine we will see more Game Pass, or not Game Pass, but Xbox rewards changes coming up.
Yeah, it was a little stunning to me that the 2 days and then they returned it back to normal.
Yeah,
pretty quick.
Pretty real quick.
Yeah. The Last of Us television series is currently in the making. So the series will be an HBO original series and will be led by Craig Mazin, the creator behind the Chernobyl series. Do you think that with a last name like that, someone goes, "Man, that's really good," and you go, "No, that's Craig Mazin"? The series will involve the creative director and writer of the game, Neil Druckmann, as well as other Naughty Dog members such as Carolyn Strauss and Evan Wells. The Last of Us will be the first series that we see from PlayStation Productions, as this will be co-produced by the fairly new branch of PlayStation Entertainment and Sony Pictures Television. Might I also add, Sony brought us the Angry Birds movie. High Hopes. Also a song Brandon Urie sings under Sony Records.
Wow, look at that.
That last part, I have no fucking idea if the last part was right or not.
I don't think that's right. I was going to be very surprised if you were correct on that.
Let's see here.
No, I'm pretty sure it's not.
Now Fueled by Ramen.
Nah,
shit.
This looks cool. I've always kind of wanted to see this story, but I just cannot get into the game. So this might be my ticket in. This might be the only way I experience that story. I own the game, just can't get into it. I know that it is a very unpopular opinion.
I wonder how this is going to burn
me at the stake for that. Walking Dead is
dead,
gone now, isn't it?
But
yeah, it's.
I mean, they're still fan of it. I just mean, like, are people going to be down for more stuff like that, or have people been kind of like, we've had this?
I think since it's The Last of Us, I think it will definitely hit its market. Like, I think it will capture people, right? I think it's kind of its own thing, in a weird sort of way. There are zombies, but it's not necessarily a giant focus in the game. I mean, it is, but it's not. It's more about the actual storytelling between the main characters. So I don't know. I think it'll find its place all right, and it's an HBO series, so it can be pretty brutal. I mean, in all seriousness, they can do a lot of things with some of these more specific, like HBO and Netflix series, that they can't do on, a regular television show. Now, if it was coming to like the CW, absolutely not. It would tank hard. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Just digs on the CW.
Well, I mean, you're comparing something like Game of Thrones to like Arrow.
You know what this should go on?
What?
Bravo.
There you go. It would make a fantastic show on Bravo.
Right in the 8:30 slot in between Housewives of Orange County and Real Housewives of Paducah, Indiana.
A little palate cleanser right in the middle.
The Real Housewives of Paducah, Indiana.
Absolutely. This is cool. I'll watch it. Like I said, I want to hear the story and experience it, but I just can't get into the game.
Could you imagine a Real Housewives of Paducah? Gordon P. Jenny's such a bitch. She stood me up at French Lick.
Oh no.
She wouldn't come to me the last day at Indiana Beach. That bitch.
They were closing Indiana Beach and she didn't come.
Yeah. She didn't want to go to the sale at Gordman's.
And so many people from our audience have no clue what the hell we're talking about.
I saw Stephen Menards with Susan. The fuck is that?
Moving on. So we have some more news on Roller Champions. So the game will be getting ready to begin going through the closed alpha process on PC only. But the free-to-play Roller Derby-esque game from Ubisoft will be coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox, Switch, and mobile at a later date.
I'm looking forward to this.
I am too. I didn't get to play that closed alpha on PC or the beta that they had. But anyway, the game was originally announced at E3 last year and had a short demo period after the show on PC and was extremely well received. People actually really enjoyed this game.
Everyone's Lucio and you just rip around.
Yeah, except for it's better than Lucio Ball by a long shot.
Oh yes. But
everything's better than Lucio Ball.
Yeah, it is. Some might even argue coronavirus. But the thing is really that I'm really looking forward to this. The difference between having this and Rocket League, you know?
For an episode that we said we don't have to talk about coronavirus, we've talked about it quite a bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It happens.
Wash your hands, don't touch your butt. I'm just excited that there's going to be another game that is pretty equivalent to like a Rocket League in some sense of like the esport capabilities of it. So I'm stoked for that.
Yeah, it has a lot of potential, and people are really enjoying it because there's not really anything exactly like it. I mean, it is similar to like a Rocket Pass meets Lucio Ball.
It's like
meets
Quidditch almost, man.
Quidditch, yeah. It's this weird mix, but it seems to work well. I've watched videos on it. Like I said, I didn't get to play it, unfortunately. I think I even downloaded it and I forgot to play it or something. And because it was only open for like a week or it was a very short period of time. But yeah, I'm pumped for this. This looks fantastic. It might be the next Rocket League for me. Who knows?
I have some Xbox rumors for you.
Ooh.
Or if you're in the UK or Canada, rumors. So
I didn't put a U in it this time. Sometimes I accidentally do, and I don't know why.
So, according to Dealer Gaming, Microsoft will show off the Xbox Series S Lockhart console soon. They also said that this console will sell for around $300 to be a better option for gamers with a tighter budget. So naturally, this brought up the question of whether this will hold back this next generation of Xbox due to this decrease. But according to Lucy Kirby, developer of Void 2D and Void 3D game engines, the main difference between the Series X and Series S will be the resolution. So the S will be 2560 by 1440p, and the X will support obviously 3840 by 2160, which is your 4K resolution, native 4K resolution. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, $300, cool. The big thing is it's not going to decrease anything because on their store, it's just going to know what device you have and it's going to download that package,
right,
for said box, and that's it. Great though that they can have a $300 option. I mean, I think you need to enter in at this point with a high and a low, just like the Switch and the Switch Lite. I mean, you need to be able to forgo some features that make it cheaper to make something, and you still have your profit margin as a company, and people can enter your product. Also, probably a lot of PlayStation players that might be like, hey, maybe I'll try out the Xbox. I'll just buy the $300 one. I don't need to buy the $500 one.
Right.
So I think it's good for that. I wonder if I would also bet that if it's also $300, it's digital only. I would be very surprised if there's optical.
Yeah, I would imagine they forego the optical drive at that point, especially if the Xbox SAD has sold pretty well.
Yeah, and it has.
It seems to be doing fantastic. But yeah, this is great. We've heard about Lockhart, and there for a long time it was Lockhart and Anaconda. So I assume the Xbox Series X is obviously Anaconda, and Lockhart is going to be like your Series S, hence the Xbox Series, because there's going to be a couple different consoles in it, and it makes sense after you hear that. But of course, we haven't officially heard anything. Everything's still rumor at this point, but seems like they're probably onto something here. And I think this is a great idea. I mean, release something at $300, and probably that's going to be lower than PlayStation. Their main PlayStation 5, I would imagine. Probably. So I think this is a great way to get the people who want the more hardcore experience, get a little bit more resolution, which isn't a huge deal. But I mean, if it's going to be at $300 and the resolution is really the only thing,
it's above 1080p. I mean, it's kind of like it's 2K.
Yeah, it's still damn good. But yeah, I imagine if they can sell that at $300, I bet the Xbox Series X really isn't going to be too bad then. I bet that puts us at,
I think 450, 500.
450, 500 is what I was thinking as well. Yeah. And we had kind of speculated higher than that previous to this, but again, it's all rumors.
You probably get a different controller with the Series X, and you might just get like a Xbox One controller with this one.
Yeah, what if you get an Elite with that bad boy? Eh? Or somewhere in between, like bridge a gap between the Elite and the Standard. Something.
Give me something. The Xbox Good controller.
Xbox Good controller.
There's a wide margin between Elite and Standard.
Yeah. There could definitely be something in the Xbox Better controller. I don't know. I don't have any ideas.
Plus.
The plus deluxe.
before moving on to the next piece of news, granted everything going down right now, we still think this thing's going to launch in holiday, or do we believe that this is going to be delayed?
I still think it's going to end up getting delayed. We're gonna. Well, we've kind of talked about it before. I think we talked about it when we had Bryant from Nerf Report on here.
Yeah, we did.
It was very much this thing of it's either going to get delayed or it's going to be like the Wii, where it creates this awful supply and demand deal where people are fighting over it in Walmart. You know,
I think people fight over this $300 version.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll just go ahead.
X. Yeah, that's right. I'm
going to buy the X. Yeah. I plan on buying the better one because I've been using a day one Xbox for way too long now. I'm ready for a serious upgrade. But yeah, they are saying that the Series S will still be quite a bit more powerful than the Xbox One X right now. So it's definitely still a step up, but it'll be interesting because if it is more powerful and it actually costs less than what an Xbox One X costs right now, that's kind of interesting. But I get it. And I just kind of realized and put the pieces together that Xbox established the Xbox One X, and now they're going to have the Series X. And then also, if they do end up calling it the Series S, they also had the Xbox One S. So they've already been establishing this without making it super obvious, which makes a lot of sense.
What a friggin' mess.
And then we need to have the Xbox Series SAD, and just go on from there. It's going to be a weird naming convention instead of something simple like the PlayStation 5 or the PlayStation 5 Pro. Why not?
Hey, be different.
Yeah, to the point of confusion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like a gaming podcast named Diggity.
That's right, baby. Practice what you preach.
So there's movement within Sony Santa Monica, which is the studio behind God of War. So the former head of studio and God of War producer, Shannon Studstill, has left to lead a new Stadia games and entertainment studio in Playa Vista, California. So this new studio will be focusing on creating exclusive games for Google Stadia, and they look to make a lot of headway in that and do a lot of interesting things, supposedly. So we'll see what comes of that. But I mean, she has done a fantastic job at Santa Monica, so I imagine she's going to do a fantastic job at Stadia as well. And Yumi Yang will now be stepping in to fill Studstill's position within the studio. So Yang is a 19-year veteran working for PlayStation and has been a important part of Santa Monica Studios' main games in the last. I mean, I don't know if she's been there the full 19 years, but she's been there for a while. She's worked on a lot of the God of War games and such. But the statement from Santa Monica reads, we extend our warmest congratulations to Shannon Studstill on her new role. Under her leadership, the studio she helped found over 20 years ago masterfully reinvented itself and its greatest franchise with 2018's Game of the Year, God of War. In her role as VP of product development, Shannon helped smaller independent teams incubate within the studio, leading to groundbreaking works like Journey and The Unfinished Swan. All of PlayStation is better and grateful of her many years of exemplary service and bold creative vision. Taking over as studio head is Yumi Yang, a 19-year PlayStation veteran with an extensive background in product development and heavy involvement across many of Santa Monica Studios' biggest games. Her project management prowess and meticulous oversight of 2018's God of War helped the title fully realize its groundbreaking potential. After nearly 2 decades and countless substantial contributions to Santa Monica Studios' rich legacy, Yumi has the unquestioned respect and trust of her peers. With her vast experience and deep understanding of the studio's distinct creative DNA, she is perfectly positioned to lead Santa Monica Studios to a bold and exciting future. So if you watch the development documentary that they did for God of War, which was like 2-hour thing that PlayStation put out on, I think I watched it on YouTube. It was free. You see a lot of Studstill and you see a lot of Yumi in there, and obviously Corey Balrog, sorry. But yeah, the studio is fantastic. 2018 God of War has made my top 5 game list of all time after I played through it. I mean, it was just one of those games that I absolutely loved, and I can't wait to see what the studio puts out next. I mean, obviously I'm hoping for a God of War 2 or whatever they do next, but
Right.
and I'm excited to see what Shannon does over at Stadia. I mean, obviously Stadia's kind of been in this weird spot right now, but they're making some moves and doing some things, and I hope they get this completely under control and get this working well, like a well-oiled machine, and then it's going to succeed. It's just been a weird launch for Stadia, and I think they still have potential to save it, but it's going to take a little bit of work for sure.
And like what Brian said too, he thinks Stadia works great.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is just, obviously internet connections.
Yeah.
If you don't have it,
and getting the word out, I think, in a way that's not weird.
Yeah.
With Reggie Watts. I mean, I don't mind Reggie Watts on there, but
I think the biggest thing was their marketing. Their marketing was really weird leading up to Stadia.
It was like Old Spice commercial circa 2011.
Yeah,
like,
Old
that shit
Spice
doesn't work.
Yeah, it was Old Spice, but also some of it was very serious. Like all of their like little press or keynote type things that they did, they were always super serious, and it looked like it was it looked like an Apple presentation where it was like everything was white and real clean. It's like there was this real mixed marketing standpoint that they were going for, and it just, I don't know, it didn't work.
There was a corporate image, then there was an outside image, and they just did not match.
No,
at all. Cool. So full disclosure, this does not get me revved up. I appreciate it, but whatever. But we got some Ghost of Tsushima info. So if you like the game, great, cool. I love it. That's fantastic. That's you. I don't hate the game. Just whatever about the game, honestly, from my own personal point. So maybe you can speak more on this, but maybe you're like me. But the officials,
I'm actually kind of excited about this. After seeing this trailer, I am interested. Before this, not so much. I didn't care because they didn't show us anything of, I didn't know what the game was even about. So now we at least have an idea, and I think there's some cool stuff here.
Mm-hmm. So the official story trailer for the game launched today, showing off what the game is all about and also giving us a release date. So the quick story rundown is you're a samurai and seeking out revenge for the slaughter of his people, which
it's a story that's been done a lot, but
yeah. So the release date is June 26th as of right now. I think this might get extended, honestly, just granted everything going on. Your pre-order bonuses you get a Jin avatar, a digital mini soundtrack, and a Jin PS4 dynamic theme. The digital deluxe edition bonuses, which that goes for $69.99. You get a digital mini art book, Samurai PS4 dynamic theme, director's commentary, Hero Tsushima skin set, which is a golden mask, body armor, sword kit, horse, and saddle. Only one kind of horse out there, people. And in-game items you get with that also is one technique point and charm of Hashiman's favor. The special edition, which is also $69.99.
It's the
pretty much
physical version of it.
Yeah, the physical version of it, though. Pretty much the same as the digital edition, but will feature a steel case, but no theme, and only the mask and sword kit from the Hero Tsushima skin set.
Which
and
is
yeah, super weird. You could just throw them in
I
there.
hope that it was a mess up in the image that they put out and they just
throw it
forgot
up.
to add it or something, because I don't see why you wouldn't get everything. I mean, it's the same cost as
Well,
the
maybe
digital.
you're enticing people to do the digital pre-order because the physical pre-order, there's going to be an amount of cost to that.
Yeah, fair enough.
them.
I guess
maybe
steel
it's a way
cases
around
aren't
it.
free, but
No,
they're also
maybe it's the way around it, right?
relatively
Who knows?
cheap.
Then there's the collector's edition, which is the retail value on that is $169.99. So pretty steep. You get the steel book, cloth mappo, Sashimono war banner, Furoshiki wrapping cloth. I will read anything on the prompt. By the way. It's a cloth map. I'm an absolute idiot. Sakai mask and stand. 45 like Anchorman. Yeah. 45-page mini art book, Samurai Dynamic theme, Hero Tsushima skin set, the director's commentary, and you'll get in-game items that the in-game items include one technique point and charm of Hashiman's favor. So have fun with that, folks. So $169.99, and you get some stuff. It's cool. The Sakai mask and stand. That's kind of the big dong in that one.
And they actually looked good. For a collector's edition, this one actually looked pretty good. Which we talked about Marvels, and we think that one looks terrible. It's nice to see a decent collector's edition here, but
the Hulk
I don't know.
The Marvel one looks like the Hulk in Times Square.
This game, I'm kind of excited. Like I said, I still want to see more. I do hope that since they did wait this long to actually announce the release date, that they will be ready to go by June 26th, because I mean, this is the first time we've seen a date. So hopefully they're ready. And I think there's some cool stuff here, and I think it does look pretty cool. And I mean, graphically it looks gorgeous, but I don't know. I'm not overly thrilled by this game. It's not something I've been dying to play or dying to see more from, because I feel like we've been hearing about this game for years now. Yeah. And it's just kind of been one of those things where we get like a little tidbit of something, but it's never anything substantial that even tells us anything about the story. It's more just like, oh, hey, he's standing in the fog over there, and there's lily blossoms falling to the ground.
For me, I'm not going to pre-order it. If it gets Unreal rave reviews, I will pick this thing up. Yeah, but I'm going to give it some time when it comes out.
I'll give it a little bit to see what everybody thinks. Especially, you got to wait a couple days too, because right at the beginning, it's always the honeymoon stage where everybody's like, "Oh my god, this game's so great, it's so good." And if you wait a couple days, you'll start hearing like, "Okay, yeah, it's cool, like the graphics are cool, but it crashes,
can't save
or something." Yeah,
I can't save.
You'll hear a little bit more, and obviously some of that stuff can be patched, but
yeah.
I mean, it's not too bad to wait for a patch either.
Yep.
Speaking of patches, this one needs a big old Band-Aid. So Ghost Recon Breakpoint. You think they can fix this? You think so? Before we get into what they're going to do you think it's fixable?
No.
Okay.
No. It's already. I mean, here's the thing. It's not even if it's fixable. It's is it worth fixing? In my mind, nobody's playing this.
You are correct. I haven't. I jumped back into it and played it for an hour. Not even an hour. It was like a half hour, and I got out. So after a slight delay, the promised immersive mode will finally be coming to Ghost Recon Breakpoint on March 24th. So the main purpose of this mode will be to change the game in some major ways and bring it more in line with Ghost Recon Wildlands, which is the game that Breakpoint always gets compared to, and generally not in a great way. So immersive has two options. The default mode will allow players to play the game from a more realistic standard, and there will also be a custom mode essentially within this where you can adjust a lot of different things and kind of shape this experience into what you want. And you can get certain elements of the immersive mode and certain elements of the regular mode. So things that will and can be altered through immersive mode. Removal of gear score, which is fantastic. Nobody wanted gear score in this game. It forces you to use guns that you don't want to use just to be powerful enough to take someone down. It's kind of dumb. Players can loot weapons from enemies, which is
what a
new.
neat idea.
Yeah. Gear can be found through missions, crates, or can be given to you as rewards. You can choose to carry one or two main weapons at a time, so you could make it one just to make it a little harder on yourself. You can choose to lose ammo when you reload before the magazine is completely used, which is kind of a neat little thing there. You can adjust stamina level, health regeneration, and how many bandages you carry, and you can also adjust if a single bullet will wound you. So instead of taking enough damage to get wounded, now you could make it to where it's pretty bad if you take any shots, which I don't know how you would go through this game without taking shots unless you completely stealth run everything. The ability to alter the HUD settings is going to be there now, and so you can remove certain aspects of it and make it kind of more of a realistic thing where you have to listen and pay attention to different cues and things.
I always
rather
love
than
that when games have that. I mean, that's just a fantastic idea.
I think it is a fantastic idea. It's something I don't ever do because I hardly ever listen to stories.
Give me the option. Give me the option.
The social hub will now be entirely private in immersive mode, which is a big complaint. So this will remove other players and leave only characters from the main story of the game, which makes sense. It kind of broke the immersion of the game because you're supposed to be this lone ghost essentially on this island, and then you go into the social hub and there's 18 different people running around, and you're like, this defeats the whole purpose. So regular or immersive modes will still allow players to play together without changing their mode, which I think is a great idea as well, because you don't want to break people up just because they don't want to play whatever mode the other person's playing. Right. I think there's a lot of good stuff here. I think it is definitely pushing it towards what Wildlands was, which Wildlands has gotten well after the release. A lot of people look at it in a positive light now. Obviously, at release, it was pretty rocky, just like Breakpoint. So I think this game can be fixed. I think they can get it to a point where it's better. Graphically, I still prefer Wildlands though. Like there's some goofy stuff going on in Breakpoint.
Agreed.
But some of it looks good, but other parts of it not so much. The big thing I'm waiting for is the AI companions, which they said they're going to do. They said they were going to do it in October, but they're still working on it.
Yep.
I think that was one of the things that made Wildlands really cool. You could set up your teammates around an area and they could,
ambush.
You could simultaneously take out targets instead of just going through this world completely by yourself, which is fine. But the story even lends itself to this because it shows that there's 3 guys from your platoon or whatever that are still alive.
It was probably literally supposed to be and I got cut.
Yeah, it is set up to have 4 people running around constantly. That's why you can get 3 friends to play with you. But I mean, when nobody's playing this game, it's hard to get 3 friends to play this game with you. So it's nice to have the AI companions, and I might actually go in and play it again or give it another shot and see what's going on. But with the immersion mode, and once they get the AI companions in, I will give it a proper go. But until that, it's going to sit in my backlog and I'm going to play something else.
Well, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I think it's too late. I think that they could benefit extremely well from this if they made it free to play.
I don't think it'll go free to play because it's not really that style of game.
I don't know. I think it could though.
Yeah, I don't think it will. I think they'll keep it like this, and if anything, it'll go on a pretty deep sale, and then once it starts getting decent ratings, they'll bring the price back up slightly. Essentially what they did with Wildlands. It went on deep sales constantly. And then now if you go to pick up Wildlands, it's still like $20 or so. I mean, it never really dropped under that. A lot of times you see it for $20-$30 somewhere in there. So I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're essentially going to replicate what they did with Wildlands. Have a rocky launch. 6 months, a year later, you finally get it to where you need it to be. And then people come back to it and enjoy it. And then your price will come back up. Yep.
Yeah, and there's a following, and then you rinse and repeat again in 3 years.
Yep. Release another one. It's going to be buggier and shit. Everybody's going to hate it. You're going to skip out on half of the things that everybody wants from the game. You would think they would learn, but apparently not.
Maybe it's all in the plan.
It's not a very good plan.
No, it's not. It's a problem.
It's just going to piss people off. The next time they go announce a game like this, people are going to go, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'll wait a year.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right? Like,
yeah, or you do the George Bush way. Fool me once,
shame on me.
Fool me twice, shame on me. Right?
You can't get fooled again.
What a time to be alive.
I hope they can. I really do want to try this game out again, but I just, in the current state, I can't. I just can't do it. I am going to play the Division 2 because it's actually a decent game and it actually works, and I'm gonna pick up the new DLC and give that a go. But I Breakpoint, not so much.
No, fair enough. Well, let's close the show out. Guys, if you want to head over to Patreon, go to patreon.com/Diggity Podcast. Become a patron over there. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Diggity Podcast, and subscribe to your YouTube channel while you're at it. I'm available on Xbox One. My gamer tag is Maple Jeff.
On Xbox, I am Luscious Brody, and on PlayStation 4, Wolverine's cousin.
Damn. There we go. Guys, leave us a review. It helps us a ton, whether it is a review on one of our YouTube videos or in the means of a comment, or a lovely comment and or review on our iTunes page, Google Podcast page, wherever. It helps us get noticed. And thank you to those who have left us reviews. Until next time, guys, we will see you for the Wednesday show. I hope that everyone stays safe, washes their hands for 20 seconds, doesn't touch their bum, and doesn't touch their face in no particular order either.